Alright, this week's book is Seneca on the Shortness of Life. Life is long if you know how to use it. This, if it's not my favorite book, it's absolutely like one of my favorites, like top 3. It's a short book and like so priceless wisdom in this book, because this is something we so easily forget, that we're going to die, that life is constantly ticking away. So here are my favorite 5 ideas from this book, and it's linked in the description below if you want to get this from bookdippers.com. This book, highly recommend reading it. I've read it over and over again, and guys like Tim Ferriss say that they read this every quarter of the year. But yeah, it's definitely good to like read and reread. So I have like endless quotes here. I could quote some of them. I think I will read in this video. But the first idea here is that like the cover says, life is long if you know how to use it. You have been given a sufficient amount of time if you don't waste it. That was my note. And let's just read here from the very beginning of the book. It says here also, I underlined, life is short, art is long. So things tend to take a lot of time, but life is not very long. So that's one thing many people like devote their life to some useless tasks that take forever, and then their life passes away before they know this. But here it is. So life is long if you know how to use it. But one man is crippled by insatiable greed, another by a laborer's dedication to useless tasks. One man is soaked in wine, another sluggish with idleness. One man is worn out by political ambition, which is always at the mercy of the judgment of others. Another, through hope of profit, is driven headlong over all lands and seas by the greed of trading. Some are tormented by a passion for army life, always intent on inflicting dangers on others or anxious about danger to themselves. Some are worn out by the self-imposed servitude of thankless attendance on the great. Many are occupied by either pursuing other people's money or complaining about their own. Many pursue no fixed goal, but are tossed about in ever-changing designs by a fickleness which is shifting, in constant and never satisfied with itself. Some have no aims at all for their life's course, but death takes them unawares as they yawn languidly. So much so that I cannot doubt the truth of that oracular remark of the greatest of poets: it is a small part of life we really live. What a powerful phrase there. So yeah, then second thing here is that be more frugal with giving your time than giving out your money. So here it's also, you will find no one willing to share out his money, but to how many does each of us divide up his life? So there's so many like people and things that we give our time to, and we never like calculate what we are giving. Like money we are so stingy with, like we don't share money, but then we don't realize the value of time. And it's a little bit trickier to realize that when you meet for someone for an hour, it's a business meeting or something, it's something invisible, so you cannot like see time, so it's so easy to forget that it's actually one of the most, it's all that you have, like your time, so it's the most valuable thing. So like rather like even sometimes pay someone to do something than like give them your time and like discuss something and then like whatever the situation is. So that is very important. Then next one, third, this I can also just read from here, but like basically in short, don't act like a mortal in all that you fear and immortal in all that you desire. Let me read the whole thing. You're living as if destined to live forever. Your own frailty never occurs to you. You don't know that how much time has already passed, but squander it as though you had a full and overflowing supply, though all the while that the very day which you are devoting to somebody or something may be your last. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. You will hear many people saying, when I am 50 I shall retire into leisure, when I am 60 I shall give up public duties. And what guarantee do you have of a longer life? it's funny how these things stay just the same, even though this is written like so many years ago, this book. But that's probably like one of the most powerful parts of this book. Like, remember that you not only are you going to die, but it can happen any day. You cannot plan like so far in the future. Do what you want to do in life right now. Don't put it off. Don't wait. And so basically, people, when they fear something, they forget that they're going to die anyways. So basically, an entrepreneur who starts a business, he realizes that he's going to die someday, so it doesn't matter if he fails and people laugh at him. But most people don't realize that. They fear the criticism of others, and they don't start things, they don't try new things because they fear criticism. But in the end, what does it even matter? Nobody's even going to remember you. I mean, even if you are like someone like very popular, like even if you're famous or something, people are not going to remember you that long. Think like 1,000 years ago, how many people can you name? So then you act like immortal in all that you desire. Like when you want something, when you have a dream, you have a goal, your dream, you just put it off, you just procrastinate like you're going to live forever and have like this whole lot of time to achieve this dream that you want, to live this life that you want to live. But it's just the opposite, like time is going fast, so you need to act fast, you need to act like you're mortal, not like you're immortal. So that's third. Then fourth is leave immediately. Life goes on fast and ceases at an unknown point. Kind of a little bit similar to the previous one, but it means that we need to kind of leave fast, like, because not in a hurry, and like you need to be like calm and everything, but you need to match like time's swiftness with your own fastness in acting in life, so that you're not slow, you're not like putting things off. You need to leave immediately. And really, like, that's something you need to keep in mind as well. Like, if someone else dies young, that can happen to you as well. There's no guarantee that you're going to die at 80 or 90. So then fifth idea is that you should devote your time entirely to yourself. I'm not talking about being selfish here, but you are not going to give any of your time to something unimportant. Some sales meeting about something you don't care anything about, some person or something that doesn't like really improve your quality of life. You should not give any of your time. You should be very stingy with your time. Be very stingy with your time. Be very careful who you give your time, how much of your time you give to some people, and like just devote it entirely to yourself, to philosophy, to living your life fully. So this is a very important book to read. Get this for yourself so you can read this and meditate on the phrases of this book. So yeah, serious topic of course, because it is philosophy books are usually kind of like serious topics, but it is not, of course. Well, I talk about these things because this doesn't really like make me depressed or anything at all. So it's a much better life if you really like read philosophy and you like think of these things. You actually meditate on your mortality, and you are living every day fully because of it. So I think it's just much better of a life than instead of like the natural thing is to like always like let's not think about death right now. Like let's think about something else. Like you always like push it to the back of your head or something when you get that thought. But you're going to live a much better life if you realize that you need to live right now, and that you have a general amount of time to do the things that you want to do. So I think that's it. Get this book, give this video a like if you found it helpful, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. That's it. See you next time.